The Iraqi dinar awakens. Chase Bank's bold move signals potential revaluation ahead. Welcome to the latest edition of Dinar and Dong Watch, where facts matter and speculation meets solid research. As we step into May 2025, something significant is unfolding that could alter the trajectory of the Iraqi dinar, IQD, forever. A trusted name in American finance, Chase Bank, has made a move that's not only grabbing attention, but also possibly redefining the dinar's position in the global economy. For years, investors and currency watchers have been waiting for a defining moment, a signal that the speculative whispers about the revaluation of the IQD were inching closer to reality. That moment may have just arrived. Not based on rumors, not built on forums or anonymous sources, but founded on real, concrete institutional changes. And this time, it's not just talk, it's a complete operational shift coming from one of the largest and most influential banks in the United States. Chase Bank's strategic overhaul of IQD operations. For decades, handling exotic currencies like the Iraqi dinar was a peripheral task in most U.S. banks. Occasionally processed by tellers or back-office departments, these transactions were often manual, under-regulated, and of minimal importance to the institution. That era is now over, at least for Chase. Effective immediately, Chase has launched a comprehensive revamp of its foreign currency division, with particular emphasis on the IQD. This is not an update made quietly or tentatively. It represents a ground-up redesign of how the bank deals with Iraqi dinar, and perhaps a preview of what other institutions may soon follow. This transformation includes enhanced technology, tighter compliance, and refined customer handling protocols. It's clear Chase is not merely refining its currency services, it's bracing for something much larger. Why this is not business as usual? Let's be clear. Large financial institutions don't invest resources into overhauling foreign currency systems unless there's a compelling reason. These banks don't speculate like retail investors do. Every move is usually coordinated, well-informed, and often aligned with larger financial ecosystems, including the U.S. Treasury, the Federal Reserve, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank. If Chase Bank is preparing for increased IQD activity, they're likely doing so based on high-level consultations, data modeling, and risk analysis. And such preparation is rarely done in isolation, which could mean the rest of the financial world is watching or already acting behind the scenes. Key changes in Chase's IQD exchange process. These updates are not symbolic or half measures. They represent a significant shift in operational behavior and institutional priorities. Here's a breakdown of the most important updates to Chase's IQD exchange process. 1. Appointment only. Exchanges. Gone are the days when someone could walk into a Chase branch and request to exchange IQD casually. From now on, all IQD transactions must be scheduled in advance through a dedicated department. This shift hints at a possible expectation of increased transaction volumes, or a growing complexity in compliance and risk management around this currency. 2. Tightened identity. Verification. Under the new policy, valid government-issued ID is now mandatory for all IQD exchanges. This isn't new for high-value financial operations, but it reflects a shift in how Chase views IQD, no longer as an obscure currency, but as one potentially moving toward mainstream legitimacy. 3. High-tech currency authentication. Chase has introduced advanced scanning technology to verify the authenticity of IQD notes. Old methods like UV light checks are no longer sufficient. Every note must now pass through a robust authentication system that can detect even sophisticated forgeries. Additionally, only pristine, undamaged notes issued by the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, will be accepted. 4. Transaction limits. Imposed. Perhaps most revealing is a new daily limit of 5 million IQD per person, per appointment. This ceiling is telling. It's high enough to accommodate serious exchanges, but also capped to control flow and mitigate risk. Chase seems to be planning for increased activity, and this control measure ensures that operations remain smooth. Floating operational rate. A paradigm shift. One of the most intriguing developments is the bank's internal reference to a floating operational rate for the IQD. This language suggests that Chase may no longer be locking its IQD exchange rates to a fixed number from the CBI. Instead, it might now consider market conditions, global events, and possibly future valuation shifts. This isn't just procedural, it's strategic. A floating rate system allows for real-time price movement, which could be an early indicator of preparation for a revaluation or international market integration of the dinar. Tier 1 U.S. banks have never before shown this kind of flexibility with the IQD, a sign that we could be entering uncharted territory. Legal disclaimers. Hint at anticipated volatility. Another subtle but telling change is the new customer disclosure form required at the time of IQD exchange. This legal document includes a clear clause. Chase Bank is not liable for changes in currency value following the completion of an exchange transaction. In plain language, this means if you exchange your IQD today and the dinar increases in value tomorrow, you cannot come back and demand compensation. Banks insert disclaimers like this to manage risk, but also to protect themselves when they suspect future value changes are more than just a possibility. This isn't a warning to the customer. It's an insurance policy for the bank. The ripple effect. Are other banks paying attention? Chase isn't a lone wolf in the U.S. financial system. It's a leader. When it shifts its approach on sensitive or high-stakes matters, especially foreign currencies, others tend to follow. Already, insiders in the financial services world are reporting that Wells Fargo and Bank of America are closely monitoring Chase's new IQD procedures. These institutions may be in the process of launching their own strategic reviews or preparing to implement similar systems. If multiple U.S. banks adopt similar IQD policies, we could witness the beginning of a coordinated effort to normalize and institutionalize IQD handling, possibly in preparation for a revaluation or currency integration event. Iraq's quiet but steady economic rebuild. To understand why these changes are happening now, we have to look at Iraq itself. In the last 5 years, Iraq has made remarkable progress in its economic policies and global relations. The nation is actively pursuing full membership in the World Trade Organization, WTO, a move that would enhance its trade capabilities and offer access to international financial mechanisms. Iraq has also diversified its foreign reserves, introducing euros, Chinese yuan, and Saudi riyals into its portfolio. Additionally, the country has restructured its external debt, stabilized its inflation, and boosted oil production and exports, especially with new long-term agreements with China and Europe. In short, Iraq is positioning itself as a maturing economy with ambitions to become a stable and active player in the global financial system. These are not the actions of a fragile, war-torn state, but of a country gearing up for reintegration with the global economy. And global banks, Chase among them, are taking note. What should dinar holders do now? This brings us to the crucial question. Should you exchange your dinar now or wait? The answer depends on your financial goals and risk tolerance. Here are a few practical steps IQD holders should consider. 1. Contact your local Chase branch. Don't rely on general staff. Ask to be directed to the Foreign Currency or Wealth Management Department for accurate information and appointment scheduling. 2. Secure an appointment. Early. With Chase implementing strict scheduling, time slots may become limited. Acting early gives you flexibility. Review your currency notes. Make sure your dinar notes are clean, undamaged, and issued by the CBI. Worn or torn notes may be rejected. 4. Verify the source of your IQD. Only use trusted dealers or financial institutions. Counterfeit notes are being detected more frequently with new authentication systems. 5. Understand the risks. A revaluation may or may not happen. If you exchange now, you might lose out on future gains. If you hold, there's no guaranteed payoff. Make your decision based on informed financial planning, not emotion. Final thoughts. The wave is coming. Chase Bank's overhaul of its dinar exchange procedures is not just routine, it's strategic. Institutions of this magnitude don't invest time and money into process redesigns, staff training, legal updates, and technology upgrades unless they are anticipating significant change. For years, skeptics have written off the Iraqi dinar as a speculative dead end. But the tides may finally be turning. While no one can predict the exact timeline, the indicators are stacking up, and they're becoming harder to ignore. The IQD may be standing on the threshold of a major transformation, and those prepared to act, whether to exchange or hold, may be the ones best positioned to benefit. This is no longer just about speculation, it's about strategy. Preparation is key. Are you ready for what's coming next?